I'm Shelly Martinez, and you're watching the Pro Wrestling Top 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pro Wrestling Top 5. Brought to you from the Wrestling Red Carpet. Starring the Showstopper, Shawn Valentino. Also starring Rich Twilling. Today's special guest star, former WWE Diva and TNA Knockout, supermodel Shelly Martinez. This week's episode, the top 5 moments from WWE Backlash.
Hey everybody, it's Shawn Valentino, your host on the Pro Wrestling Top 5. And today we're going to review the top 5 moments from WWE Backlash 2018. Now WWE is obviously coming off its greatest Royal Rumble, so this is 2 straight pay-per-views for WWE, and it really showed here because they were definitely going through the motions. But we did have some good stuff on the show, and I wanted to start off at number 5 with the opening match on this show. It was Seth Rollins versus The Miz. And I thought this was a very good match. This might have been the best match in Miz's career. And even though Miz is not really known as being a great worker, he's an excellent promo and he's a really, really good heel. And I thought he did a wonderful job here. This is one of the better opening matches that I've ever seen in a WWE pay-per-view. Obviously you expect great stuff from Rollins, but I think what we're really seeing this year is Miz really coming into his own as a main event type character. And I really enjoyed this match a lot, and I thought there was a lot of great back and forth action. It was a real surprise, and it had the crowd at the edge of their seats. And I think we might see this match as Miz's springboard back into main event status. From the very good to the very disappointing. And at number 4 on my list is the continuation of the AJ Styles versus Nakamura feud. And I thought this was a very disappointing match, and I think all 3 of these matches have been on the disappointing end. They've been solid matches, but with these 2 in the ring, you really expect some type of greatness, especially because AJ Styles is arguably the best worker of his generation. I don't know if these characters just don't gel as well as we expected, or if it's just the booking of these matches, but I found this match to be another disappointment, and I thought this was one of the dumbest endings to a match that I've ever seen. And another match with a bit of a disappointing ending was number 3 on my list, and that's Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. And I thought this was a very good main event to an otherwise lackluster show. I thought Joe really brought it here in one of the first matches I've seen him wrestle in a long time. And I thought Roman Reigns once again proved that he has the skills to be a main event wrestler in WWE. It's just the fact that his character is horribly miscast. This guy definitely should be a heel. And I think Samoa Joe could be a great babyface because of his style. He has a natural cool factor to him, and I think the fans are really drawn to his character in a way that Roman Reigns just does not have that type of connection. But I thought this match really won the crowd back after a somewhat dull show. But I was again pretty disappointed with the ending. I thought Samoa Joe should have won this match, maybe continuing Roman Reigns on a journey towards becoming a heel, and maybe setting forth Samoa Joe's ascension to main event status, because I think he's got a couple years of main events in WWE left in him, and I really want to see Samoa Joe taken to the next level, and I would have liked to have seen him win this match. But regardless, I thought this was a very good match that was worthy of its main event status. Now again, from the very good to the extremely horrible. And at number 2 on my list was this atrocious promo by Nia Jax. I thought this might have been one of the worst promos in the history of wrestling. And this was everything wrong with WWE packed into one promo. Overly politically correct, overly scripted, turning their characters into social justice warriors. It just didn't work on any level. And you know it's bad when you're delivering an anti-bullying promo and the entire crowd is booing. Jax's delivery was just horrible here. Whoever wrote this promo should be immediately fired. And this was just a complete and utter embarrassment, and it showcased everything wrong with WWE in 2018. And speaking of everything wrong with WWE this year, I would like to go on to number 1 on our list, and this was the overall feeling of the show. I thought this was a show that just did not need to exist. There was nothing of any real consequences here. And again, it was WWE just going through the motions. And that's what you're going to get when you have 2 straight weeks. It's not only that, you saw a glaring lack of star power on its day-to-day roster. And the reason that WWE Greatest Royal Rumble, whether you liked it or not, felt like a major event is you had some of these part-time superstars like John Cena, The Undertaker, Triple H, as well as Brock Lesnar come back for the show. But without these special attraction performers, you see what WWE really has, and it's a roster with a lot of talent but very little star power. And I thought that was the biggest story coming out of this show, was that without the main event special attractions that have been around for years, you don't really have a lot of star power on this current roster, and what you get is a very lackluster show. So those are my top 5 thoughts coming out of WWE Backlash. What are your thoughts about this show? Be sure to comment, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on the Pro Wrestling Top 5.
Thanks for watching. We're desperately out of time.
Thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Top 5. See you next week on the red carpet.